Welcome to FME Talk Live. I'm your host, Datu Tim, and this is my wonderful co-host.
Hey, PG Ties here. Welcome.
Hope everyone is doing well. Today we will be discussing on using social media to amplify Filipino martial arts on the digital stage. What the heck did I just say? How to get better exposure for the arts. We got a couple shout outs for some groups that are doing it properly and some advice on those who want to level up what they're doing. Also, some of the pitfalls out there, things you want to avoid. So, but before we hop into that, Ty, how was your weekend overall?
Good enough. Nice Easter weekend,
good.
right? Hopefully everybody had a good Easter weekend.
Yep. I got a little bug, but I stayed home and it was all good. I got to hey, I don't know if you've seen it. Warrior on Netflix, that series. It is basically it's kung fu. It's a story that Bruce Lee wrote, and Shannon Lee is part of it.
Okay.
She's like the executive producer. So, an Asian, this is back when San Francisco was originally being built on Chinese labor and all this other stuff, 1800s. Guy comes over to find his sister, finds his sister, little plot twist right off the bat. And of course, he's the second coming of Bruce Lee, but it was the first coming because of the 1800s. And I watched all 3 seasons. 4th season will be dropping in December. It was dropped by Cinemax and picked up by Netflix. So really good. I liked it a lot.
Nice. Okay.
Bunch of plot twists, and they weren't predictable, which is the cool part. So everybody, if you're wherever you're watching, let us know where you're watching from as far as platform. If your name may not come through, let me put up that little the banner here.
Trying to reduce the glare for everyone. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, I left my phone at the school, so I don't have all my control here. But yeah, a lot of things happening. And I'm gonna debut some things. Talk about all the things we're talking about. Let's get right into it here. So, I got a comment. Mr. Hiltz from Canada, Deep Dirty River.
Master Hiltz, how you doing?
Yeah. So, for decades, it seems that not much quantity has been put out there for videos. And as much as I love to see footage of Remy, it's rehashing Remy over and over and over again. And I'm gonna hit people up right away with my rant. Please share all the footage you have on Remy on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't think it's good footage. And you're gonna say, well, what do you mean you don't think it's good footage? Because you don't get the feel.
Yep.
The whole thing about Professor was when he touched you, your ancestors felt it. I felt it through my whole body, and that doesn't translate well on the videos.
Yep.
And it was an era where there wasn't much video footage out there. So please, if you have stuff, share it. I don't think it does his ability justice, but I'd rather see stuff out there because for people like Ty and myself, we get to reminisce.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see each other wincing in pain or wince in pain, remembering how that lock felt when he did it to us.
Yep.
So that's the first thing. But my rant is if all you put on the internet, okay, so look how good my video is. I'm with Professor, and it's seen like 10, 20,000 views. Look at my video. No one's looking at your video, they're looking at Remy. And if you and unlike some other videos, when you watch a Remy video, it's pretty straightforward. It's him beating the snot out of you. Very few times is he building somebody up. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm not trying to say that, the professor was taking advantage of us, because that's not what I'm saying.
Mm.
What I'm saying is I wouldn't be bragging about being the UK. When the UK is all he's doing is have the floor wiped up,
Well, it was good times, but yeah, it's not you.
Yeah. And what we need out there is people who are promoting the art, putting footage of themselves up, standing on their own 2 feet. And I'll be the first to. I'm jealous. I was able to video a lot of Professor. And of course, it was my camera. So I didn't let a lot of people use my camera.
Your expensive camera.
My very expensive camera back then.
Mm-hmm.
So, and hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
But, as much as so I don't have a lot of footage of me and Professor. And if anyone has stuff or photos, please, I would love to get copies of that. Once again, because I was the one doing the filming. So there's not much of me being in there, because I wouldn't trust my camera to everybody, But what I will say is, as much as I don't have videos of Professor, I do have some great photos with him talking about who he was as a person versus the martial artist. And I'm looking for one right now if I can. Of course, I can't find one because being sick, some things throws me off a little. But let's get more footage of us doing things. And for the most part, like I said, it's if you look at first generation students of Professor, probably the people who've been putting the most footage out are like you and I. And Chris has been doing a good job putting footage out for his father, plus putting foot out for himself too. Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, Joe.
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
So, but I just, I really think people need to start putting footage of themselves up. As the rest of this the rest of this cold kicks my butt, But, like I said, I'll be the first to admit I'm jealous of not having as much video footage as everyone else. But I do have photos like this with Professor. Or more importantly, that one didn't come up. Let me see here. It's getting funky. Okay, here we go. There we go. 1, 2. I do have photos like this.
There you go. Yep.
And I don't know many people that have photos of that nature. But the thing here is, that photo does not define me and who I am.
Is that the only thing you learned from Professor?
How to choke him. Yeah.
That's right.
The thing here is that, I'm, like I said, with all the stuff I do, I don't let that define me.
I still have a whole bunch of videos with him when we hosted him a couple times. But I have to parse it and go through it. I want to make sure things are good, but it's also, converted VHS-C, right, which makes it not so great.
Hey, Jackie, how you doing?
Hey, there's Jackie. All right. Hey.
There we go. So, once again, getting back to the basics, what I'd like to see go forward more is people putting footage of themselves up. Ridiculous, busy, but good. Okay, cool.
Can relate. Yep.
How's the school going? So, but at the end of the day, well, I mean, there was a video of a good friend of ours, Bobby Tabata, and the video eventually hit 1 million people.
Yep.
Oh, look at my video. And it's like, yeah, don't get it twisted. It was all about Bobby. It's not about you. And sometimes I think people forget about that focus.
I mean, it's nice to be in those with them, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been 20 plus. I mean, okay, so a lot of these videos are back in 98, 99. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's 2024. Let's move forward.
The old what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Rich.
Rich and says hello to Jackie. Rich, Jackie says hello and says,
see, it's a networking. Our show is for networking. It's great.
There we go. So that's my rant about this whole thing. Then the rest is going to be advice and constructive criticism. Are
you going to share some of the newer things you've been exploring? Because I know you've been working with some folks and getting some ideas.
Well, the funny thing is, funny you should mention that. Let's do a debut.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. That
so today starts 90 days of social media footage from the Datu. Now I'm going to tell everybody, remember, sometimes I'm playing a character. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to watch this with sound. This is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
They'll find it on your feed.
So, but I will share it right now.
TikTok, you send it to the Chinese?
Yes. Somebody was going to buy them out soon, so.
There you go.
Okay, so here is TikTok. Tell me if you can hear the audio as we go.
All right. Not hearing
it. Hear that?
Nope.
Okay. Well, let me see if there's a sharing button that I missed. Share screen. Sharing audio. Oh, see, now it has the audio tab on there. Oh, maybe I got to do. Okay, let's see if this works. Let me refresh it. Let's see if this works.
The Wallies in Filipino martial
arts
are a striking pattern, first and foremost. There are other uses, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to work on becoming ambidextrous with both of our hands. We're also going to work on both hands working in conjunction with each other. But the biggest thing is the tool we strike with is our sticks, but the technique are the angles of attack, and people have a tendency of swinging sideways versus targeting the opponent. So let me show you how we do one of our Sinwallies. So our single Sinwalli is a high and low. There's 4 variations, but it's commonly referred to as high 5, low 5. And what the mistake is, a lot of times you go sideways with this, and you're really not practicing hitting anyone. So we want to make sure as we aim at the person forward and come back here. And we can move around with this a little, but make sure that arc comes back. What I like to do is touch my shoulder before I do the next strike. And we apply this to all our Sinwallis, including, we'll do double. Bring the stick back before we do the next strike. Follow me for more Filipino martial art tips. What is a Sinwalli in Filipino martial arts? Sinwallis in Filipino martial arts are a striking.
So that's about what, 45 seconds, a minute, something like that?
Something like that.
Nice.
So today starts and then Brian says hello.
Hey, Brian.
Today starts 90 days of videos coming out.
Good.
Nice video. Thank you. So I'm working with a group. I'll talk about them another time.
Sure. And you had that the new what is it? The highlighted words with the text that goes with it makes it easier to go into your brain. It's kind of nice.
Yep. So there is I'm going to be talking about bow staff. Listen, I'm just going to say, just like the show,
started.
Don't confuse the character I play from the person who I am. I was asked to be controversial. Actually, it's like, so Tim, can you be controversial? I'm like, you've obviously never watched any of my videos. Hey, Kurt, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Kurt. Nice. I don't have a
So,
rubber chicken for you.
So we talk about why modern arnis or Filipino martial arts is better than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That was one of the topics I was fed.
Right. I don't have a rubber chicken.
Rubber chicken? Okay, there you go. We talked about, there's a whole bunch of things. We talk about the training tools. There is a lot of technique like this, some with audio, some with none. Then I do like a PSA, basically a couple of things, you know. Then I actually do some lightsaber work and some staff work. You know, so but he wanted edgy, he got edgy.
Did you do all those already, or are you still in the process of making them?
Well, they flew up from Florida, and we did 3 hours of footage.
Oh, wow.
So that takes care of the first. So they're going to be popping up monthly the first couple months.
Nice.
And then after they find out which plays better here and there, then we'll probably have them spend the night and do a weekend's worth of footage, and then, you know, and then Craig is featured in that with us.
Yep.
So, and we might have, you know, we're talking about having other members of the board on there if possible, seeing if I can get the kids involved, depending on which direction they want to go in.
Did they have to get a translator for Craig?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they didn't understand, and I had to give them the Canadian lesson, eh?
There you go.
So,
only because he's not here right now. I'm sure he'll pop in later.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. So that video, my insights, it just dropped at like 5 o'clock today. We're already up to 734 plays on Instagram alone.
Right, and you said that plays a lot. Tends to get around pretty good compared to the others.
Yeah, so I mean TikTok. Now see, and it's all weird because you got to find that vibe that works for you. I always found first thing in the morning is better for me, but these guys are handling my account, so
yeah, I had pretty good luck around mid-morning, early mid, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So right now I'm looking at my TikTok video. 1,181 views. Okay.
I've never used TikTok.
And I will share that screen. I'm not going to play it because you don't know it, but right there.
Okay.
1,181.
Nice.
This is while I was in the Philippines. It still only has 550 views.
Okay.
I'm gonna freshen this up a little. Let's just see. Yeah, 1186. But I did notice, like, I got more views of these other videos too, because when they came in and saw that, they checked my profile up.
Sure.
When I started, and so I'll pull this up. Hopefully, I will check this religiously. But as of today, I put an Excel spreadsheet together. So before the video dropped, actually, you know, my microphone's way over here.
I was wondering.
Is that better sound? Is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better. I was wondering why it sounded a little funny. I figured it was my speaker. I need to replace them.
Okay. No. So not that it's that things are rocketing, because we just started this today. But before this dropped, I had 1,004 followers. Now I've got 1,018.
Okay.
On TikTok.
Yep. And that's just a few hours ago.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. So it's 5 o'clock. So it's been less than 4 hours.
Yep. Yeah, take that all day long.
Followers on Instagram, I've only gained 1 so far. So I disabled my Datu's Facebook page only for them to tell me, no, we want it back.
Okay.
So it's back up.
Right.
Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing.
Hey, look who just popped in. Magandang umaga, Billy.
Hey, magandang umaga. Can't wait till Rodell gets over here. That'll be fun.
Yep.
So if I go to my Datu Hartman video. Or not the video, my Facebook page.
I'm going to make a page called The Real Datu Hartman.
So turns out I've gone up 100 followers in 4 hours.
That's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Well, it's who knows where it was at.
Right.
It was at 2.2 thousand. It's at 2.3 thousand. Was it at the cusp of going over? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
Now, this is a good reminder. I need to get back to producing some stuff. I'm going to do some shorts because it's more bite size I can do, and it fits this.
Yeah. So now when I looked at YouTube was anemic.
Mm-hmm.
But they're gonna find stuff. And here's the thing: when something plays well, you re-release it. So this is all what could happen. Now, here's what I want to tell everybody. So everyone's like, oh, so this short now for me on YouTube, only 32 views.
Okay.
So it doesn't, it's not breaking up, but and who knows what it's going to take, because now my lightsaber playing in the snow, that's got 2,500 views for a short. Now we look at our videos that we've been doing, and there's 2 platforms we put it out on. Last week's video was only 48. The week before was 98. We've been around 100, some higher, some lower, but we're getting in front of the right people. We're getting in front of quality people. Now, back in the day when you did printed ads on the phone book, what you would do is they would say, the more specific the interest, the more it cost you.
Right.
So we're going for a niche group. There's no question about it. Living on a prayer like the back of my hand, I swear. Ooh, living on, okay, whatever. But so I got my and now that's gone up viewers too, because the other one that was at 1.02 thousand. Now it's at 1.03 thousand.
Nice.
And some of these things I haven't been promoting a lot lately, so I know it's probably going to take a little time for it to get traction.
Right. No, yeah, there's a lot of work behind the scenes.
But so let's talk about which way do you want to do? The do's, the don'ts, the pros, the cons. What do you want to start with, my friend?
Well, actually, it's just getting people started. Like, so how would say someone wasn't doing things, they had class and they said, yeah, I like that. We should get more stuff out there. What's the best way for me to start? I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do anything.
Well, simple. First of all, just do it.
Right.
All the people out there say the same thing.
Yep.
Just do it. So, of course, I'm going to talk about me when I say this, because we're using us as what we do.
There he goes.
Hold on.
But yeah, you look at my first 2 videos, it was just me doing it. I didn't edit anything. I just recorded and posted.
The more you do, the better you will get at it.
Yep.
So when I rolled in, once when we did this video shoot, so Craig came down, we did it last Monday. When I did this video shoot with the team, I had to dial in to see how outrageous they wanted me to be. So, for the record, I recently earned my blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I am officially a cuddler now.
That's right. And
I've talked, and that was one of the topics. So if you want to learn how to cuddle, BJJ is the way to go.
Nice.
So, and Janice thinks I'm a good cuddler. So, but that ended up becoming one of the jokes or one of the topics we talked about. And, but the team was like, wow, you're really good at this. You are relaxed. You got your swagger. And then after we started talking, he started looking footage before. They're like, yeah, you know what you're doing. And the thing is, the seminars helped me get where I am.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Is there a way to have something on your site for those to put up on the videos?
Oh, as if people didn't. So for people who may not have their own location to put things up, I guess that's what I think he's asking. But I mean, everybody, if you got a Google account, you can put things up on YouTube and
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Instagram if you got a Facebook account.
Well, Joe, you've got YouTube right now because you're messaging us from YouTube, so
Right.
you can do it right there. You listen. The most important two factors here is lighting and audio. So the cool thing, the guys that came up, they used a shotgun mic just like we do. Same mic I have, the Rode mic I have at school that I put on my phone when I'm doing my own stuff.
Okay.
And lighting is crucial. Now I'm gonna give a shout out. There is a modern arnis group near Indiana who's been really putting out a lot of stuff. I'm not going to get into discussing whether we like the content or not. I want to discuss the fact that they're doing it and they're being consistent with it.
Good.
Now, the one thing I said is they need to put a little more work in the production. I think if the IMAF people out there who are doing this, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to share something. And this video is going to probably deal with most of it. Lighting and there's echoing. You don't need a wireless mic. You need to get rid of the sound. So a lot of times what I hear is a lot of echoing, and you can easily do that. The problem with a karate studio or martial arts studio in general, it's really not set up for that. There are a lot of hard walls. Now, my school used to be a banquet facility, and it's been there for like 30 some odd years, maybe 40 years. It's got carpet on the wall. It's not shag, though. No shag. But that absorbs the sound.
Yep.
I have room dividers that are cloth that I'll put near them. And I've actually bought, if you go to Home Depot, you can get the same material that your pegboards without holes in it. And on Amazon, you can buy acoustic tiles that's just foam.
Yep.
And you get a spray glue, spray it, let it dry a little, spray the back of the foam, put it on, and you can store them away, and that helps with your acoustics.
Yeah, the cardboard egg carton things work pretty good too.
Yeah, there you go. You have to eat a lot of eggs.
Yeah, that's okay.
He goes, what do we got here?
So he was talking about putting up videos so it'd be included in the Modernist library. Okay.
We can talk about that. There's a lot of things I'm working on. I got a bunch of projects we're working on. Like currently I have in Vimeo, they house our Modern East University. And eventually it's going to pay. So, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So, what is the group? Let me see if I can get to them. They show up on my feed all the time. They show up in my other feed. Because I have I can't switch it over right now. It's temperamental. And I don't have my phone with me. Let me see. Like Palmyra or something, modern Arnis. And they're, I'm going to be very upfront. I'm not a fan of their material. But I don't care.
Right.
Because the more people that we get modern Arnis in front of, the better for everybody.
Yep.
But, and I made a comment. So, I think I may have even made a comment here. I wish that they would like pump up their, their production value. And of course, someone chimes in saying, well, pumping that up just makes it, you're hiding stuff. No. We're not talking about hiding anything.
Right.
We're talking about better lighting. We're talking about better audio.
Hopefully, if I don't know how long they've been doing it, but usually people that they care and want to get content out there, it gets better over time, right? Because you learn the trade, you get more experience, and you learn some tricks. make it easier on yourself, do better things. So hopefully that'll do that. That'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, with just a little better lighting. Like, okay, when you're just doing a selfie, because that's part of social media, make sure the light's not behind you. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I'm not done in this office. I need to do something with my lighting. We're deciding whether we're doing something with the wall behind us because, as you can tell, my hair kind of disappears in it.
My hair's disappeared somehow too.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I can see.
That's right.
Even with that sheen, I can still see your head.
Yep.
You know, contrasting colors. When we did the video with Craig and I, they asked me if I'd wear a red gi or a different color jacket. So, and red is not my favorite color because it's actually, I love it, but I like slimming colors. If I would have had a black or a red gi that would have fit Craig, that skinny bastard, I would have thrown the jacket on him.
You have that Master Ken style red top with no sleeves.
I think I threw that out.
Okay.
Oh, 1 second here.
Probably get copyright infringement there.
So once again, like a shotgun mic helps. You can get them for about $100. There's a frame that I use to attach everything to. You don't have to go all in, actually.
Right.
All you really need to do is make sure the lighting's better. And make sure you do something about the sound, which is easy. You throw a couple blankets or comforters in the room over chairs, it starts absorbing sound. And one of my students is a musician. She's got multiple albums. We were talking about the acoustic walls I make. She was thinking about getting them. And I'm like, do you have chairs in the room? Yeah. Is it hardwood floor? Yeah. Throw a couple comforters in there and blankets on and a rug on the floor and see what happens. Significantly different. Just something a little like that.
Yep.
So that would go a long, long way. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the material, but the thing here is this. If people like their material out there, then a rising tide raises all ships. So some of the stuff that's going to be coming out may put me in a position. Hey, Sam, and hey, Craig, did you see the first video? It might put us in a position. I might become the Master Ken of the modern East or the Filipino martial arts world. Because there's a few things I play it up for the camera, but I didn't say anything I didn't believe. But I played it up for the camera. So, I'm expecting some hate mail, and I'm okay with that. Because the more people that see what I'm doing, the better it's going to be for the entire industry.
Well, and also, I mean, that's a good reminder there too. If people are wanting to post things out there, and they should, right? Because we want them to get out there and share their material and get that word out. You're gonna get some people that won't like some of the stuff you do or how you did it or what you say, but that's gonna happen, right? You're out there in front of people. Of course, you're gonna get that. Don't worry about it. Just keep going.
Yep. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Hey, Eric from Portland.
Yeah. Hey, Jackie's constantly putting stuff out there. So you got Jackie who puts stuff out there. I'm going to put Chris's thing up here right now. You got Chris Chu and Orlando Escrima who are doing a lot of good things.
Yep.
You've got you and I who've been consistently doing stuff, although we've both been weak on the long form content besides our podcast lately, and actually this is the only thing I can do right now because we don't want anything to I actually next time he's up, I'm going to find out if I can get back to the Modern East minutes and stuff like that.
All right.
Well, we'll see about some other stuff. So I started an account for my dad's group as a business class project.
Nice.
And now I've got 30,000 followers. Actually, is that
excellent? Consistent posting, networking, proper hashtagging. Yep.
So, yep. And that's our niece international, by the way.
Yep. Good folks. Who's that there?
So,
just like lifting, consistency is important, which is what Jackie says.
You know, I mean, like I said, you know, Chris is definitely getting close to that 30,000 marker. He's got, so if, for those who haven't followed our niece international, let me share the post here.
There you go.
Or the screen. Our niece international, there's the logo.
Nice.
Look, 28.6 thousand.
Nice.
Let's see if we can see that at 29,000. How's that? Tell a friend. Tell two.
Yep.
And Jackie, what's yours? Oh, here we go. Kindred Projects.
There you go.
669 followers. Can we get that to 1,000?
Yep.
What do you think? Can we do that?
Kindred protects.
Oh, protects. Yep. Okay. So right there. Got it up on the screen right now. Can we make that? Oh, look. That's one of my students, Scott Nosey. Oh, wait a minute. Is that going to be? Oh, maybe I can find this. I'm looking for the. That's Talus. We love Talus.
Oh, that's right. Talus got some stuff out there.
Yeah.
PG Craig's got some stuff out there.
Yep. Modern Ernisador, that's a student of hers.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I was having problems getting all my profiles showing up, and I got to go through. You know, we'll talk about it later. Okay. Our strategy, SEO, digital, very hyper local, specific voice versus competitors.
Yeah, well, that would be another thing, right? Know who you want to reach and how you want to connect with them, and then target that. You know, gangbusters. So
yeah, and remember who your competitors are.
Right.
You know, well, it is not other martial arts schools. It is soccer, volleyball, basketball, football, marching band. It drives me crazy.
Girls or guys.
Yeah. But we don't turn down followers from any other. Okay, there you
go. Definitely.
I want students here in KC that want that. That's what we're really. Yep, there we go. Mm-hmm. And what'll happen is we want all the followers possible to go to all these sites, because when people start searching a topic, it'll pop up.
Yep.
See, people are, and you know, we may not be all on the same team, but if we can promote Filipino martial arts, when people pop martial arts comes up, we start coming up ahead of all the others.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I look at my computer, I can't, the DNA is already there. My computer is going to go based on the SEO or based on all the stuff I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it doesn't give you a clean, you'd have to go in incognito or something along those lines and see what something says. But even there, I still don't think it's completely things. Yep. All different teams. We love the same sport.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So we don't have to, we can work together without working together.
Right. Bigger picture.
Right. So there's a lot of good places out there, you know, doing things. And they tell you to work on one platform and stick to that before you do all these others.
Okay. Just so you get used to it, or what?
So I've got a company that knows what they're doing, so they're doing them all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to repurpose this material and drop it somewhere.
Sure.
So you don't necessarily, I mean, once you get this going, you can just keep going and going and going. But the
hot down here.
But it's easier to get in the habit of doing one thing first, and that's really what it boils down to.
Well, that'll keep you consistent too.
Right. And then after you do that, so reels, shorts, and whatever they're all called. I mean, they're all the Instagram reels.
Okay.
Facebook shorts.
That's right.
TikTok videos. And now videos from your phone on Facebook, Facebook reel, Facebook. Yeah, well, all four of them.
I think Facebook Reels, yeah.
Uses the same vertical platform.
Right, the short ones.
If you want to do something fancy and you don't have the skill set, film a bunch of different things, load it into TikTok. It will process it to you and put in effects and all this other stuff and music.
Oh, yeah?
You can download it to your phone. There's plenty of websites that'll take the TikTok script off of it. And then you can republish it because it works better if on other platforms if it doesn't have the word TikTok on it.
Sure.
Which I think you're going to see Facebook buy them or something like that sooner or later. There's too much money to be made there, and I talked about with my social media guy. I go, listen, if they get rid of that, if they make it illegal, the Chinese will just sell it because they'll make money that way. Because they can't make that big dollar money without the United States being part of the equation. So if they make it illegal for U.S. to have it, they can just sell it to a company that's out of China. And then, they can just sell it to a real company. They go, hey, listen, here's the net worth. You buy it from me, and you can make this kind of money. Okay, we only use 2 social channels, Facebook and Instagram, with YouTube third, ramping up YouTube later this year. But the good thing is, as my cold is getting out, you can use that same video because all 4 platforms have a video of the same format. So, and where you can build it, if you don't have the skills to do it, go into Canva. You can build it in Canva.
Yep.
And drop it in all 4. Yeah, MySpace.
There you go, MySpace. Nice.
We do. And there we go.
Yep. Nice.
So, Canva's great for having editing and stuff like that. Yep. The Canva is not as rich or it's not as robust as some of the other platforms out there. But if you don't have the skill set, yeah, but now so let's talk about music because this is a very good one. I have some problems here on YouTube saying that our music that I'm licensed to use is copyright infringement. Now I haven't taken a bunch of music, a bunch in our videos, these videos, we've got a bunch of strikes on the old music. So I've changed the music. We don't have that coming in anymore.
Okay.
And if we get enough followers with too many, if you have a bunch of strikes against you for copyright infringement, you won't get the silver award. They don't have to give you any awards.
Right.
So what I have to do is follow and send a letter to them and say, hey, listen, I have an active account. Unfortunately, we're using it for our videos that we put on through StreamYard. So you don't have the connection there. What would I need to show you that I'm licensed to use this? Because I've paid for a license.
Right.
I've got the premium thing through Canva, which gives me the license to use it. Unfortunately, since the videos aren't coming through Canva, that's what's kicking my butt right now. So I got to go to them and say, hey, listen, I just had to take the time, send them a letter and go, hey.
You actually process your videos through Canva, not just the headers and the things like that?
I've done that, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just used Kden Live.
I did it as an experiment, and it worked out pretty good.
Okay.
Because I knew that Canva would be faster. So I just say, but I was so there's a new video series I'm working on right now. I'm a little disappointed with the listen, Canva's not as robust as a dedicated video editing software.
Sure.
There's a lot of good things there though.
Right. No, it's pretty sweet.
Here's what video brother. Oh, they said to do. Yeah, we can talk about. I'll look at that. For what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you can talk about that. And I don't know if I can read that from here. See, I can't pull the link up. I have to put it in there. For YouTube, we plan to credit music. We've licensed it via Canva, but we haven't had any issues yet. We're small, but but this show isn't that large either.
Right.
So, and I don't know if crediting music alone is enough. I got to look into that because I have no problem going back and crediting the music. It's just, I switched the audio on the trailer now. We don't have a problem with it, or the intro.
Okay.
About content creation, yeah.
Right.
So there's plenty of things to go over. There's plenty of ways to do it. But the biggest thing is get out there and start doing it.
Yes. Do that.
Before you buy any hardcore equipment.
Yep.
And make sure you clear the lens on your camera, which is probably your cell phone.
Right.
And hell, all my Modern minutes are all done on my cell phone.
Sure.
I should say it, like the last 5 years. And the video production quality there. Okay. Let's look at Chris's videos that he does, what he does through a cell phone. Mm-hmm. The camera quality, just impromptu stuff, is better video quality than the production on his father's videos, his professional videos, because the technology jumped so far.
Sure.
Now, there's more production value in his father's stuff. Intros, outros, labels, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the video quality is so much better with these new cell phones. And we already discussed that. Yeah. I mean, Ty, so when we talk about all these old movies, when they talk about hacking NORAD and all this other stuff back in the 80s and 90s,
right.
Would you say our phones are more powerful than the computers they had back in NORAD?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So think about that.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Yep.
Here he goes. Ours are on our cell phones. Yep. We
Same
got the models that have
good cameras. Yeah, you pick a model with a good camera.
Yep. Problem is the lighting in my room school isn't always where it needs to be.
Right.
So I got to work on some other things with that to make it better.
On the right day, I'm a big fan of outdoor lighting, but on a wrong day or too much bright sunlight, it's pretty rough. But other than that, I like it for the colors.
So clean everything up, get close, make sure you're not in a very echoey area. And if you are, simple things like putting comforters over furniture will help absorb sound.
Yep. Have a bunch of people in there that are quiet.
No big problem when your place is the size of a postage stamp.
It's at least 3 postage stamps.
Maybe 4.
No, it's a fun little place. It's not that little. It's plenty
hey, listen,
school they have.
My first school that I paid for myself was only 400 square feet.
Wow.
That is the size of a fighting ring, 20 by 20.
20 by 20, yep.
And I had 14 people on the floor training.
Nice. When I used to live in a warehouse, I had a 50 by 50 training area. That was nice. 2.5. There you go. There you go, Jackie.
Yeah. So start doing it, get it over, do it. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. I don't work with a script. The problem with a script, I mean, listen, I have ideas what I want to say and I rehearse
Right.
things in my head.
Right.
But the problem with a script, okay, so you're half is you're 50% more than what I had.
Right. Right. And he's the same. Yeah.
Yep. His first studio was there. Yeah.
I usually put prompts up. I don't have a script, but I have a things to remind me, make sure I talk
Right.
about this, that, and the other thing. But I ad lib it otherwise. Because otherwise it sounds canned if you make it canned.
Well, not even that. I mean, think about this. When you make a mistake, you know it.
And then that'll pop through. Yeah.
And it pops through.
Yep.
You're not singing a song. You're doing a guitar solo or a drum solo.
Mhm.
You know how to do it. You just got to, you got to do it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. We don't script. We sketch it out. Yep.
Yep.
And listen, if you listen, what I would do for those who are doing this, because part of us we're talking about martial artists. If you're teaching in front of people, you should listen to your videos or put a video up of you doing stuff or video one of your classes and just sit there and figure out how well you sound.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And if you think that you sound well, all right, when you're just teaching a class, not worrying about making mistakes, that's why you need to do that. Now, of course, in the back of your mind,
Do that.
You're going to be like, well, I'm in front of the camera now.
It's just another class member.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's your camera. You can delete the footage afterwards.
That's right. Yes.
So it's funny. Like I watched the video. So obviously my left shoulder is messed up because of the car accident.
Mhm.
I talk about hitting sideways, doing the technique incorrectly. Even when I was doing it shitty, it was better. I'm still going back to my shoulder. So sometimes when you got good motor memory, it's hard to make it doing the wrong way. But but the thing here is if you got solid information, it doesn't matter. Just get it out there.
Yep.
Do it. But fatal flaws, I think, is for people who are, for us who are doing what we're doing. Have an idea, rehearse some things, but don't worry about a script because it's just like a seminar, just like a class.
Mm-hmm.
The more you do, the more comfortable you get in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're playing to your audience, the camera.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Don't ignore them. Don't be afraid of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would recommend doing things on both sides when needed. Mm-hmm. So these guys moved to film on both sides, and they tried to figure out what the best side for me to do stuff on was. And I would do the technique ahead of time. And since they were filming everything themselves, they're like, well, I can move around. I go, well, you tell me which is better. I already knew what was better. And I was right 9 times out of 10 because how long I've been doing this. Mm-hmm. And I don't think about it as it's not because of the video, it's because of the seminars and the teaching.
Right.
Okay. Next year, I celebrate 40 years doing modern harness. Okay. So I know how to get in front of the camera. I know how, because the camera is just my student. Like you said, it's another student. Yep. So I do it to make sure everyone looks, everyone is solid there. So fatal flaws. Okay. I would say right off the bat. Actually, it's not a fatal flaw, but the thing is improper focus on urgency. Mm-hmm. Most cameras today will do a wonderful job. Mm-hmm. So it's all about lighting and sound. Focus on that. The other thing is, and that's the part of production value that needs to go up is better lighting, better sound. Now, can you do like my Monterey's minutes with fade in, fade out and all this other stuff? Sure. I got intros. I can build my own intros. But I'm going to take myself out here for a minute. Oh, good. So look at Ty's screen behind him. He got that from Fiverr. Was it like 30 videos for like $10 or $5?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's just a outro thing, or end of a video thing. Sometimes I'll put something like that on.
So look at that screen behind him. Fiverr does a wonderful job. You put that on the intro and the outro. Now all of a sudden, you got even more.
I think I can actually zoom right in.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
And it comes with an audio track. It can have some fun. But
Yep.
Once again, and it's branded to him specifically, and it only costs him a couple bucks. Literally.
Yep.
Few dollars.
And now you got to put with me again. There we go.
We're hoping you'd stay back there.
See, I had a reason to use my new camera. That's nice.
There you go. So, but these would be things that right off the bat, look. The last thing you invest in is camera, most likely. I've actually thought,
if you got a modern-ish phone, you got a plenty good camera to get started.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about investing in the future again. I have a professional camera, but I want to upgrade. Because I think the professional camera I have now it's not worth all the things I have to do. Cell phone works so well. So,
and you always got it with you.
Always got it with me.
And
actually, I don't. I left it at school tonight.
Okay.
So I might be going back to the school after the show.
Well, and that's also not a bad idea too. Like, so if you're out on the road and you're doing something, you get an urge to do something, just do it.
Well, you get Datu's Corner on the road when I do all my podcasts. And actually, a lot of people like, dude, that's great material. I remember that's usually when I'm my most visceral.
Or, you're at an event and you're saying, hey, we're having a good time. People like that every once in a while. It's a good.
People like that.
Yeah. It's a good, it brings people in and
Listen, for the longest time, if we talk about North America, it was you and I putting stuff out there. Then Chris started putting stuff out, for his father and with his father, But there wasn't much stuff being put out there, hardly anything. And most of the stuff out there wasn't getting much traction, if any. But then again, now, and when I say this, though, I'm saying to the point that I'm trying to promote the art, which, it's for my benefit, but it's for everyone's benefit. So if I get people digging modern arnis, that's good for everyone who teaches the art.
Yep.
Whether you're on my team or another team, it still doesn't matter. It's helping more people getting interested.
Right. Well, I think people get over the word about teams. We're all playing the same sport, and I think that's the important thing. The sport gets people, and
hey, Chris.
Hey, yeah, Chris. The sport gets the people, and people will do that sport with whoever is handy for them or whoever they like. That's fine, as long as they're doing the sport. I'm a happy camper.
There you go.
And I don't, I look at Marnice as a martial art, not a sport, but that's okay. But you get the analogy. Remy always called it a Filipino martial sport culture.
And listen, there's no question that I want my group to get all the students coming through the door. That's what I do for my organization. But I have in the past referred people to Al Garza because people were right on the corner with him. Sure. Al Garza was with the IMAF. He's there. All right, well, I'm not going to sit there and say, you should train with me in New York when there's a guy down in Houston, Texas.
Right by you.
20 minutes from your house,
Yep.
And
we do that all the time, and I think that's good. I don't know that people know that, but we do that.
And for decades, people would reach out to me specifically. Hey, do you know anyone teaching any Filipino? Not necessarily even asking for my people, because a lot of times people have done the research. They go, hey, I live here. I see you don't have anyone down there. Do you know anyone in that area? No, I don't, or I do, or Where would I go? I go, well, I'd talk to this guy because he probably knows more people in that area,
Mhm.
Hey, I'm in Jersey. Well, talk to Don Cuesta from Doce Pares.
Right.
And, he's not near me. Yeah, but he might know somebody who is near you.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
And
I think, if you take these networking requests as the way you should do them, right, it's not, and it never should be a dead end, right? You should be finding someone you can point them to, someone slightly different art, something along those lines that lets that ball keep rolling. And that helps everybody.
I know there's probably a lot of people in our art specifically that would never refer people to me.
Mhm.
But I have referred people to some of them.
Sure.
Now, there's some people I will never refer to because as people, I don't think they're good for our industry. And I wouldn't send people to a toxic environment. I know you've shown up to events and you were interrogated when you're trying to support an event. So why would you send anyone to that group if here's a paying customer gets interrogated because you happen to know me?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, hey, and another person that we both know who's with another group showed up to that same group and they said, are you here to challenge me? I'm like, what goes through your head?
Right.
So obviously there's people I will not send people to, but the thing here is I will never, but I will definitely send people to Filipino martial arts instructors wherever they're at. Obviously in Buffalo, someone says, well, you got to go. Well, I'm the only full-time school. There are 2 other people that actively teach something. One does in like 6 to 8 week courses. And then another guy, actually, he owns a gym and he teaches 2-3 nights out of his own gym. But he only wants a select group.
Mhm.
Not that I wouldn't send people to him, but what I will talk to people to find out what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Guy was looking specifically for BJJ today. We gave him a referral where a couple places he could check out. Why? Because even though I'm a blue belt now, I still don't offer it as a class.
Mhm.
And if that's what he's looking for, and I've done that for, I want to. Do you do balance walk? I teach it, but I don't focus on it specifically in all my classes.
Mhm.
So, but if you want to do privates, I can help you out with that. But if someone wanted to do balance walk only, and they didn't want to do a private lesson program, then I would probably have to send them out of state or far enough away, which doesn't do anything for anyone in my area,
Right.
because they want to specifically. But if they just said, hey, I'm down this way, Tim, it's too hard to get close to me. Where can I go? Well, okay, in Hamburg, there's there's 2 guys that teach at Hamburg. One teaches the 6 to 8 week courses. Another guy teaches a couple nights a week. The one guy is real serious about it. It's more for him.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be for you. So you gotta, hey, when you go to the gym, is there chalk on the floor? You can hang on that kind of environment, then I think this is a great place. If it's a group that doesn't, they're more relaxed and that doesn't fit for you, well, nothing I can do about that.
Is it
TikTok,
really a gym if it doesn't have chalk on the floor?
I go to Planet Fitness because it's closed.
I know, I'm teasing you.
And people leave me alone.
Yep. No,
actually, Planet Fitness has everything that any gym's going to need except for chalk.
Right.
So my TikTok followers have just jumped up to 1026 while we're on the show.
You didn't lose any?
No, I didn't. And my view of the video, 1574.
There you go. Good.
So it has only been up for 4.5 hours.
Nice. But yeah, I think that's a good message, though, to tell people, get out there and do it and get started. And, make sure you start out in a good foot, which is the lighting and the sound. I was going to suggest that, hey, anybody who hasn't already been doing that, come to us the next time we talk about something like this and come share it. You can post a link for everybody and we'll talk about it.
And listen, I'm open to this.
Mhm.
Do a what do they call us? A co-op. When you team up with somebody.
Duet? No.
No, well, yeah, sort of like that.
Sort of like a duet.
I forgot what they call it in social media. My head's got medication in there for my cold, not that other stuff. That's a different thing.
I don't know what they call it. I'm not all hipped on that
Collaboration.
stuff. Collaboration. There you go. Yes, I did know that one. I forgot.
Okay. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with collaborating with somebody, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Hell, you and I were down at Bobby Tabata's birthday.
That's right.
And then there was the other show. We both hijacked each other's phones.
Yep. Three or four, I think, because Dean was there, and then the two other guys, the two other shows.
Yeah, so we were like having a good time.
Yep.
Collab. There we go.
Okay.
Collab. She's hip with the kids, you know.
Modern short for the kids. Well, you know, those young people.
Yeah.
Like Jackie. I can say that. Tim and I can say that.
Oh, 1584.
You were born in 1584?
That's how many views I just had.
Oh, okay.
Wait, was that what it was before? Now it's 1585. It's heading in the right direction.
You're not just refreshing it.
No. I've got it. I got the whole page of all my videos.
I'm teasing.
Because it doesn't work that way. I tried it.
Well, you want to know, right? Because you don't want to know. I used to make sure that wasn't happening with mine.
You know,
and occasionally, and this is the fun part, occasionally, if you're out there enough, one of yours, for no apparent reason, might go pseudo viral, and it's going to be really cool. It'll be a real kick in the pants. But you don't know that unless you get out there and do it.
So Instagram, you want to, okay, so if you're doing Instagram, you want to post like 3 times a week.
Mm.
Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are probably the best way to go.
Mm.
Because you go too long in between. TikTok, you're supposed to post 3 to 5 times a day. I mean, that's way too much.
I'm gonna say, some of us work for a living.
Yeah, well, once again, that's why I teamed up with, I collabed with this company.
There you go.
And this partnership we're with them, and you know, this is gonna be 90 days with them straight. Actually, it's not gonna be 90. It's gonna be 120 days. 4 months straight. So, you know, we'll see. Oh, did I break my knife? Oh, I broke my knife. My cheap. This is supposed to be a Kershaw. It's not. I bought it on Temu.
Okay. A Kershaw.
And oh, look, it's no longer an assist.
Okay. Right.
That's okay. The lock still works.
Yep.
But I can hear something floating around in there. Oh, now it's not floating around.
See, I'm not dangerous. I only have box cutters. Because if it's a box cutter, it's not a weapon, right?
There's my other one.
There you go.
Oh, wait, here's another one.
See, now you're going to get downvoted or down whatever on these media things because we have weapons on them.
Yeah, whatever. I wonder if that, maybe that's it. Well, I mean, like I said,
I have no idea.
You can't trust a knife from Temu.
Nice.
Who can you trust? I don't know.
I've gotten a couple things from Temu, but you got to know what you're getting into for sure. Not nice.
People are like, hey, why are you buying that Chinese crap? I go, because we're buying that Chinese crap anyways. I'm just cutting out the middleman.
That's right. I got some lightsabers from them. Work just fine. You can bonk
They
them.
work fine. Yeah.
So controversial, I guess you could. What else do you want to? So you said, don'ts. A couple don'ts.
Well, okay. What we don't want to do, unlike the show, don't make it too long. I think you'd have to look and see what you want to work on first.
Right. Well, and decide, right? Do you want to do instructional? Do you want to do one little quick watches? Do you want to do demos? Do you want to do, I think having a consistent format or a consistent kind of underlying message is probably helpful. Like I don't do demos, I do instructional type things. Oh, and this, but that's not mine. Hey, Zach.
The worst part of a cold when everything is leaving your body.
All the congestions. Yep, no fun.
Hey, Zach.
That's just my thought. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think having a plan, and you can change your plan, but have a plan and see how it goes.
So be consistent with your message.
Yep.
You might have to experiment to find out what your message is.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, we're watching Filipino martial arts video. Well, obviously that's what I want to promote. Okay. That's fine. Do you want satire?
Right.
Do you want to make skits? Okay. That video I showed earlier is a TikTok video.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I envisioned TikTok videos initially.
Sure.
Because it's usually people all over dancing and or whatever.
Yeah, that's much more organized and focused than what I associate with TikTok.
Right.
But it does fit with the Instagram style.
Right. So who you want to be, be consistent with whatever you're going to do. So I would say if you're going to start, do something weekly. One day, same time, drop it all the same. I wouldn't go live as I mean, you can do impromptu live stuff, but I'd make sure that if you're like, okay, your videos, like what I did there for What Is This in Wally? All right. Shoot a bunch of stuff. Doesn't take long. You can knock that stuff out. Actually, a lot of times I was just filming things for the last 5 minutes or hey, stay 5 minutes after class and let's do something.
Sure.
And I'd have like 5 or 10 guys, which boom, 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 boom. I was doing it myself. But the thing here is I'm busy running a business. I'm busy running multiple businesses when you look at all the different aspects of what I do. Teaching martial arts, selling martial art gear at the level that I sell it at, event organizer, seminar instructor, and then all the other stuff I do, Our videos are almost 100% a slice of life. Was life to train with us. Most images are people smiling and having fun. Yep.
Perfect. So you got a plan, and it definitely shows. Yep. No, I figured Absolutely. It was deliberate. Yep.
Yep. So that's what you need to do. What are you doing? I mean, and let me give you a little. Don't forget your male getting dancing. We're not supposed to talk about that, Chris.
That's OnlyFans or what?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I got a lot of paper cuts. Let me just tell you. Hey, listen. Hey, Chris, are you gonna stop at our camp at the end of the month? That thing we talked about. So let me show you what Canva can do. Oh, actually, no. Okay, yeah, I got a video that you can show for Canva here. Okay, so this is okay, this will be able to get the sound, hopefully. Let me know if you got sound with this here when I do it.
Yep.
You got sound? Okay. This is completely created in Canva. Buffalo Niagara Martial Art.
Nice. Yeah. No, it's pretty slick.
Yeah. It's not as robust, okay? But and Canva's free until you want to a certain level.
Right.
But even still, it's a drop in the bucket. And okay, let me okay, here's another one. Okay. This is me using, let me do this real quick. Using the TikTok software. And then what you can do is you can strip it down and you can get all the stuff off of it and the music and then redo it later. Here we go. This has got 10,000 views, which is not a lot on Instagram or TikTok, but it was good for me,
Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the.
That little thing had 10,000 views.
Okay. It's because of Craig. That's why.
It's because that's sexy Canadian. Okay. Don't tell him I said that. So, but I'm gonna just refresh this. Okay, 1627 views on my TikTok. So it has jumped 100 views while I've been watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So have a super easy to use.
Yeah. No, easy is good because then you'll use it, right? If it's not easy, you won't use it.
Craig knows the one.
That's what I was laughing about.
Oh, I'm surrounded by clowns.
It's that lumberjack thing, once they change the wallpaper and the igloos and all that good stuff, they're good to go.
There we go. Knew it had to go there.
Yep.
Knew it was going to go there. And then my Instagram, we were in the 7s. Now we're at 839.
Nice. No, that'll be good. It'll be interesting to pop back in like a week and see.
Yeah, well, I set up an Excel spreadsheet, although I don't know if that's going to, I don't know how much I want to track.
I was going to say, you could write a little script that just scrapes it every day at a certain time.
But he's got this for me already. So,
okay. Okay.
But what I'm going to do is on the 1st and the 15th of every month, I'm just looking at my subscribers.
Okay.
I want to see where we're at,
Yeah. Well, that's where the stuff is. That's again consistency, right? People that subscribed are going to get a notification when you put new things, and so there's a good chance they may click on that notification.
Yeah, like I said, TikTok right now, I've got 22 new followers, and I'm happy with that, and I know because I've been getting updates. Other videos have been played as well.
Okay. Yep. No, and that's the other thing, right? The more you have, the more followers you have, and the more videos you have, the more there's that meshing thing between them.
Synergy. So,
yep.
It all adds up.
Yep.
I had someone. I'm on the Chamber of Commerce, and sometimes I have to hold my tongue.
Wait, you do that?
Yeah, I do. So prior to one of the events, we're in the new year, and 0 events were listed on the events section of our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And the person in charge of it had a lot on his plate. And since the conversation, he completely populated, did a great job. But one person made a comment who really had no clue what she was talking about.
Mm.
Well, I'm going to read that in a minute. Well, I don't see what the importance is. Sometimes only 3 or 4 people show up from the Facebook stuff. I'm like, you don't understand. I looked at the event or on the page, and there was no events listed. Every little thing counts. I don't care if anyone comes through, because when someone sits there on my website and my Facebook, they'll see how much events I've had, how much events are coming down the line. Right. When you've got nothing coming down the line and they haven't seen anything in the new year, it makes you wonder if you're still doing stuff.
True. No. Yep. Let's see
Let's
what
see here.
Mr. Morgan
Why
has.
don't you take that one?
Sure. So Morgan Garrett says, somehow in FMA, it seems your social media presence is more valued than your actual training. I have ceased maintaining a social media preserve because I do not value it any longer. Too many people trying way too hard to retain or appear relevant.
It depends on what your mission statement is.
Right.
So Morgan, I'm gonna say two things to you. This is my profession. It's not it is my passion that turned into my profession. And I understand the difference between and not everyone understands the difference between a professional martial artist and a passionate martial artist. Okay. And it doesn't mean you can't do both.
Right.
But this is how I provide for my family. So this is all part of advertising for me. So my social presence is what keeps me relevant because I'm out there. And if you look at Modern Arnis, I don't think you're going to find anyone who's more active doing the art than myself. And I have repeat clientele around the world. I'm a regular guest at Ty and I, every time we show up to see Bobby Tabuada, we're put on the floor to teach. He doesn't put schlubs on the floor to teach. He has all of his students there waiting, and he takes time away from them to let us teach. I was featured at his 70th birthday, and pleasantly surprised on multiple every other time I go down there. Tim, show this. Tim, show that. Tim, show this. And I look at all the people I've taught with, and when I look at the quantity of seminars that Ty does, I do, and others, the social media presence has helped us continue doing that and spreading the art. Because one, I need to provide for my family. Two, I made a promise to Remy, a commitment to Remy and his art to make sure it goes on to the next generation.
Right.
And to get new candidates to go forward. And it's a matter of scale.
Yep.
Remy had a following that Ty, where do you think our numbers are right now?
Relative to total, I don't know. Relative to where we were when Remy was at his peak?
Yeah, when Remy died, he was at his peak the year the year he was diagnosed in 2000.
Right. That was pretty hot.
Outside the Philippines, because now it's the national sport and it's a whole other animal.
Right.
Outside the Philippines, do you think for Remy's art we are behind, equal, or above where he was at?
Well, in terms of actual practitioners or in terms of people that do some of it?
Actual practitioners.
I think we're a little behind.
Yeah.
But that's just
Remy
me. I'm a little biased, probably.
Well, actually, listen. Oh, come on. It's the easy thing. Remy was doing 30 weekends of the year, probably.
Yep.
Would you say? Yeah.
At least.
Those seminars, okay, at least 30 weekends of the year.
Yep.
2 seminars most weekends of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Those seminars would have 60 to 80 people on average show up.
Yep.
His camps, which he did like 10 a year.
At least, yeah.
Have 60 to 80 or 100 in the case of Michigan.
Yep.
Show up every year.
Yep.
We're not doing that now, just on camps alone.
We're not, yeah, that's true.
I'm doing more events than all of the others put together.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't have enough to average what Remy would do in a quarter.
Right.
I don't fool myself. Now, I do have other exposure because of this teaching. When I do my monthly classes, right now we're doing the STIG program, Blintz Walk to Enhance Modern as Remy wanted. I've got people logging in from Brazil, from Canada, from different parts of the United States, Sweden, and Germany that I wouldn't have had access to before. I still don't have the numbers that Remy had.
Right.
And the IMAF, that has gone down the tubes number-wise. I mean, it's on life support. Should probably be put out of its misery based on... Now, although if these guys from Indiana are doing what they're, that's the first sign of life I've seen. And I want these other organizations to be successful because that means there's more people doing modernities and there's more candidates to take over.
Yep.
So not meant to be a rant, but here's the thing. I belong to a business association. It's all about how much money you can make and do all this other stuff. And the first thing they tell you is you got to keep practicing your martial arts because If you're going to charge a premium, you need to have premium classes. All right. So to me, I mean, how are you going to get the word out if you don't advertise?
Right. But I think Jackie makes that point later too. But I mean, I was going to say, to go back to Morgan has a point on some aspect, right? There are some people out there that are doing it more for themselves, right? And there's room for that, but that's maybe the part that he doesn't like. If you're doing it for yourself and not anything else, that's, you can tell sometimes when people do that and it gets a little tiring, right? There are people that are doing it for both, right? They're doing it for themselves, for their family, for their art, for their school, to make money, all of those things. And that's getting the word out there, right? If you don't do that, your art dies, as Jackie says. So I think there's this weird line, and everybody can decide for themselves where they want to fall on that line.
Yep. Okay. If you don't do the basics of advertising, potential students won't find you, and the art will die.
Yep.
That's the way it is. And it's good. Thanks for saying it, Jackie, because I'm always one saying it, and I think people just think I'm being an idiot, an asshole. In 2024, social media is mostly free.
It's a must.
If you plan on continuing art. Now, Morgan, I don't know what your personal martial art goals are.
Right.
We've talked about this with business stuff. I've talked about business class ago. You don't care about the art going forward. You just are here for fun and fitness, and it gives you something to do, productive manner. It keeps you from going out and drinking all the time. Although
you love doing it.
But it's just another hobby for you.
Right.
Or you want to protect yourself, but once again, you don't care about the art moving forward because it's just about you and or your family. And I know that's going to come out cocky, and that's not what I mean. But we all have different goals. For me,
sure.
I love doing what I do. I still love doing what I do. And Ty see me geek out a whole bunch of times on all this stuff. Oh.
Or you could be here to troll people, which Renee said.
And there we go. I'm here to troll people.
So for me, I actually started recording stuff because I did two things. I recorded my students' tests, and I also recorded material from them when they were moving away. A lot of times I graduated at university. So that was to take care of long distance students. And to be honest, right, I started doing the online videos for the same reason when COVID hit, right? We couldn't meet, and a lot of us got doing that, right? And it kept people going. So it's not the same as real class, but for people that have a basis with you, it's a way for them to keep going if they're maybe far away, or maybe they want to have something to work with until they can get to you the next time. So that's how I got started. But it does, I think Tim's right? It depends on what your goals are. And if you don't want to do that and get in front of things, like I said, I don't do demo videos because I don't find them something that I'm interested in or rewarding. And to me, that's a little bit along the lines of what you're saying. So I don't do demo videos. I just do instructional, and that's my choice. But you got to decide for yourself where the line things. I think maybe we've understood him. I don't know, but that's my thoughts along those lines.
Yeah, and like I said, and we all have. Okay, I do some demo stuff to inspire people to reach out. I do my little shorts and stuff like that. But it's all different for everybody. I've blogged about this repeatedly because I believe it 100%. If you teach, you have to do this work too. 2 guys in your backyard won't preserve the art.
Right.
But okay, now you know why I'm here. Part of what I'm here is preserving the art. But flipping it on, like Jackie's talking about, if you want to preserve the art, that's fine. And those people who aren't concerned about that, then this is falling on deaf ears, and that's fine.
Right.
Long as we all know and respect what's going on.
Well, even if you're like me, so I for my local classes, right, I depend on word of mouth. That's a type of social media, right? And so I have a few people that trickle in, and that's exactly the right size I want, and I'm a happy camper. Yeah. And I get to do my what I want to do.
Well, you help me keep the art going. Your weekends, because you have family commitments, you can't put the same type of effort into it that I do because this is my profession. Then again, you're doing a shitload of seminars, more so than the guys that claim to be the successors of the art. So, all right, here we go.
Okay.
You get that.
Can we read that? Sure. So Morgan comes back after listening to us to rant and rave. Hopefully we got to him. He says, my personal thing is I use martial arts to master myself as a bladed lifestyle. I work with blades in sushi. Oh, cool. I train blades with others and myself. I play with blades in the woods. So it's a lifestyle. And I always say I use martial arts to master myself, not to master over others. Awesome.
Excellent. Excellent.
Perfect.
See,
you know exactly what you want. Yeah.
And there we go. And I understand what he's saying, because there are some people that I think they want to be influencers more than anything else. They don't have I mean, listen, there's people we know who've gone from martial artists to martial entertainers because they don't have to worry about what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, hey, listen, if I was a martial entertainer, I don't have to worry about the quality of what I'm doing, just how well it plays on camera.
Right.
So I have, and by the way, I do that, but I do it secondhand now because I got Ryan Monolopoulos, who's he's been the Green Goblin's, well, he's been the body double for the Green Goblin, William Dafoe. He's done a couple other Marvel movies. He's done Walking Dead. And we'll see him in the next season, the final season of Cobra Kai, in a speaking role. Nice. He's been on National Treasure, the series. He's been in Stranger Things, MacGyver. He was just in Roadhouse, which you can see streaming right now. He did so well on Cobra Kai. He's been asked to be part of their stunt team. Now, he's doing another project at the moment, so he may not be able to do that. But whenever they can work him in, they will.
Ryan's a good guy. Good.
So, I mean, there is that martial entertainment because he's going in down that way. Ty, you are a great ambassador for the art. Thanks, Chris. Or thanks, Daryl.
Checks in the mail.
Obviously, I must not be a good ambassador.
Renee is a
you look great on camera. Actually, I always thought I had a voice for camera.
There you go. I had a face for radio, so it works out good.
You do. Yeah, I say you have that.
And Jackie says, do it in your voice, your style, your preferences, but you got to do it. So yeah, no, exactly.
I'm going to. I'm dying here. Sorry, Tim. No, you're not, you bastard.
No, we have fun here, and actually,
I have to show that my prop actually does work.
Okay.
Because I'm dying here for food. I'm breaking my rule about not eating.
I've eaten on a couple shows, but I try not to make it too obvious. A lot of times I get home just before we start, so I haven't eaten. So
yeah.
But anyway, I mean, this is an informal thing. It seems like it's a little visit, and I think I think you guys that are participating and joining with us, I think is why that works. So thank you.
Thought that was a given.
There you go. There you go. And the other cool thing is we know most of you, which is cool. And then there's the ones we don't know, and we get to meet you here. So that's pretty cool too.
So yeah, and we're talking, there's a lot of social media. You don't have to do videos. You can be putting up pictures and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Sounds like the other guy.
Hey, I'll be right back. I got to do my thing, I'll be right back.
But yeah, no, so and yeah, I just wanted to touch base that again. I really do appreciate everybody chiming in and joining the conversation. It really helps us, and I think hopefully it makes it feel more likely that you're welcome here, or anybody else can join in that maybe haven't done before. There's some people I've met on here that I haven't met, and then I meet them in real life. It's always a pleasure. So good stuff. But yeah, if any of you do this and you start getting out there and doing more things, doing some online things that you haven't done before, some content, let us know next time, and we'll continue that on there. There you go, Renee. Thank you again. Your check's in the mail now too. Oh, Eric, thank you. So Renee said, yeah, I can't post this up there. Renee said, now that Tim's gone, you're my fave, Ty. We'll have to delete that before Tim gets back. Eric from Portland says, you guys give your time to answer and inform, and you are appreciated. No, that's awesome. Like I said, I think it's a conversation. because you don't want to hear just us rambling and visiting. We can do that just on our phone anyway. We're inviting you in to help us have a better conversation, dialogue. Rather than a monologue.
Let me see here. Oh my, that was Chris. Now that Tim is gone.
No, we deleted that one. You can't read that.
Okay. Did you get Eric there?
Yep, got Eric.
Okay.
And
Danny.
Danny is a good point. Brings the community closer. Yep. That shirt. You have to say which one because I'm not going to show the whole thing because I'm not supposed to. But there's that, and then of course there's my Sam and Dean Winchester-like shirt.
I think he's talking about that one.
Probably that one, yes. And Morgan. Sometimes I'll chime in as a counterpoint. Yeah, just to see if positive weight is being had.
And you know what? We want debate.
Yep.
Because the thing here, listen, I'll play devil's advocate a lot.
Yep.
Not that well, have you thought about this? How that's going to look? Like, well, is that what you think? No, it's not what I think, but somebody else will.
Right. You can't really explore an idea unless you actually look at it from a number of directions, including ones you don't necessarily agree with. And so it helps to have somebody else that will think of those better than you because it's hard for you to do that, right? If you didn't agree with it. But including that in the conversation helps everybody explore the idea better. And then we all may land in different places. That's fine.
Yeah, I want someone who doesn't agree with me to vet all my information.
Yep. I'm a big fan of the Lincolnian model, right? Remember what he chose, Abraham Lincoln chose for his cabinet? A lot of his competent adversaries made those his cabinets to be his advisors because they were competent and they would make sure he, had other inputs. Anyway, so Eric says, met some wonderful folks here, which is awesome. Cool.
We'll just let that one go.
Yeah, we'll let that one go. Just like the other one.
So listen, if you're going to do social media stuff, okay, if you're going to do video, and we've been talking specifically video, you got to believe in what you're talking about. You got to be honest and truthful with everybody. And Renee just blew this up.
Right.
Like, okay, the video today, what is this in Wally? I talk about my students all the time. That's one of the biggest questions I ask them. What is this in Wally? How do you explain it to somebody? Because I want them to understand it, not just to know what it is. How do you tell somebody else? We're going to talk about bow staff. That's one of my topics. They asked me to talk about how good a karambit is as a fighting knife. That's an interesting conversation. I'm not sure what the edits are going to look like. They're going to ask what I think about modern East versus Krav Maga. I did point out there's a difference between Krav Maga in Israel, where they have firearms. I think Krav Maga here. And other things of that nature. So it's going to be interesting to see what they did with my words. Some of them can be really, really fun.
Do they have enough background to navigate some of the weirdnesses that could pop out of that?
They want controversy.
Okay. All right.
It's like us letting Renee on the show.
We will never not let him on.
So, it is what it is. So,
plus we can't stop him. So,
Janice. There we go. That's my new thing. If I
he's
say
been
Janice
on the show. How many times has he been on as a guest head?
Only a couple times.
Or a jump-in head, yes. Yep.
Oh.
Karambit is a perfect tool if you're a female with a R-ist on top of you. And as a knife dueling weapon, go back to playing video games. I had a good friend who used to be Special Forces in Vietnam. So he's old now, but his idea on knives in general was they're murdering weapons. But he was a soldier of, like I said, Special Forces. So a different application there.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like knives because of that.
I get it. And I care. Okay.
and I haven't brought this out. I'm going to talk about it. One of the ones. First of all, if you're going to, the two things I would tell everybody, if you're going to carry a tool for self-defense, you must use that tool on a regular basis.
Right here.
Daily. So I don't carry a knife for self-defense.
Mm.
I carry a knife, and I use a knife on a daily basis because I'm opening boxes up and packages and stuff of that nature.
Whatever or whoever might need opening.
Whoever needs opening, I got it, you know.
Right.
But my father gave me my pocket knife my first knife when I was 11 years old.
Yep.
Because we lived on a farm, bags of feed, bales of hay.
Yep.
Physically, I know I could use a knife to cut someone open. On a self-defense situation, like, or the moral aspect of it afterwards, dealing with I don't know how it would feel after the thing, and I've seen it affect people.
Sure.
And to me, any edge weapon is my backup for my open hand combatives failing. If they're grabbing for a knife, I'm grabbing them, you know?
Right. I mean, that's exactly, the friend I mentioned, right? You take out a few real life sentries in war with a murder weapon, you get a feel about that maybe you don't like, and that's what happened.
Is that a he's putting there? I can't tell.
I think so, yeah, because it's like this.
Oh yeah. No, he's with it, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, not to mention, how do you describe away a karambit in a court of law? That is not an easy discussion.
It was a carpet cutter. It's my pocket carpet cutter.
I'm all
the carpet cutting tool looks almost the same.
Actually, Paulo put out a good thing the other day. He talked about when he talks about beginners and karambits. He actually says use it in the front grip because it actually acts like a claw, like it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But it's not a claw; it's a rice knife. Let's get back to what it is. It's a tool. It's a baby sickle.
Mm-hmm.
Knife is stupid that way. Yeah, or New York is stupid that way. Yep.
You could just leave off the last two words.
Yeah, there we go.
You could be talking about the city. You don't know what I'm talking about.
There we go.
Actually, New York the country is very pretty. I was surprised at that. First time I went up to visit you, it was like, holy moly, this is neat.
It's north enough where we get water.
Yeah. You actually have some open land. You got some mountain things. Pretty. Farming implement. Yep. Let's see. Let me read this one again. Morgan again. I'm channeling you, Morgan. So put up with me. Hopefully I didn't read too badly. But here's the next one. HT philosophy was that in order to understand empty hand versus blades, you must first understand how the knife works. So the ultimate goal is to be able to not to carry a weapon and use the weapon brought to kill you to those who would harm you. Dave and Goliath. Nice. Oh, GT. Yeah. Grand Tuhan. Got it. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Maybe if you think you're carrying a weapon for self-defense, you better make sure that it's going to be your weapon, not theirs. That might be a good thing.
So the things I always tell people is, okay, when we talk about using it to its fullest. All right, if I'm carrying a weapon, specifically a knife, because you can subdue somebody with a stick. If you are carrying a knife, it's a killing tool when it's applied in combatives. You don't wound someone a little bit.
It's only mostly dead.
You don't subdue somebody using a knife you're not using a knife to subdue anybody.
Right.
Okay. Let's really talk about what it is. It's a killing tool.
Well, I guess if you're really good and you cut both of their Achilles tendons and you cut both of their wrist tendons, there you go.
But if you cut deep enough to get the flexors, which keep the hand closed, which holds the weapon.
Right. For the wrist, it's scary. Yes.
You've also cut deep enough to get the sever the arteries and veins.
Right. But you see, you're that good, you can just get the tendons and nothing else.
Well, that's the problem. You got people who are out there who are put all this time and effort into this skill set, which is unrealistic for everyone else to be able to devote that time to do it.
Or it's essentially murder.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there we
They
go. Yeah.
train these movements into themselves that their go-to thing is death. Maybe the situation didn't warrant that.
If all you have is a stick or a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So
Yep.
Like what I did today, I had my kids. We were doing the lock flow 1. 2 double wrist grab, walk away, armbar backwards throw. Okay.
Mm.
I said, all right. I put a rubber screwdriver in their hand. I said, now stab and block. Boom.
Mm.
Now do the same path. They did walk underneath, armbar, backwards throw.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh. But I didn't put a knife in their hand. I put a rubber screwdriver in there. And I said, now stab me with it. They stabbed me. I do it again. Stab me. Okay, now go. Boom.
And you're proud.
Yeah. So, yeah. So,
we got kind of off the social media here for a second.
Yeah, I know. I went down the rabbit
Was there? So I know we went to get started, do some do's, do some don'ts. Was there anything else you wanted to catch before we start running out of time? Well, we actually ran out of time, but still.
Yeah. I think I don't know. Does anyone have any last minute questions? I think we covered most of it. I mean, the big thing is start doing it.
Mm-hmm. Have a plan. Be deliberate.
Be
consistent. And if you want, you can do things in seasons, right? So you're consistent for, say, I don't know, your first 20 things. Then you say, hey, the next season's coming out, so-and-so. Give yourself a break. Because, you got to recognize that this stuff takes effort. It takes time.
Hey, we do that with this show right here.
Yep. Well, we really give them time to recover from us.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. So, all right. Well, listen, dues, do it. Don't worry about the quality. Just get it out there.
That's where you need that meme with, what's the guy's name? Shia LaBeouf saying, do it.
Yeah. No, not Shia LaBeouf. It was the other. You can do it.
Oh, well, that guy. But yeah, no, Shia LaBeouf had a do it thing. He's like flexing and going, do it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird.
So just get out there, start doing it. Next, make sure you make sure lighting, work on sound.
Yep.
Before you start investing all this money. And listen, go check out YouTube or just Google or YouTube the basics for doing podcasts or content, and they're going to tell you the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have good lighting, listen, good lighting fix bad cameras.
Right. Well, the point is you have to make it consumable, right? And a good enough lighting and good enough sound helps your people want to stay there, right? To take what you're giving them. But if you don't have those, they're going to go away.
And there you go.
They might make it through one, but hey, Dimprenko, he stumbled on this show. Well, we'll have to tell you what it's all about later.
You have to watch the rebroadcast.
There you go.
Hey, actually, the three of us and others will be in New Hampshire in a few weeks.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that'll be good. Nice break.
And we got other things we'll be talking about.
Sheehan Bill Reynolds is a good source for podcasting tool too. Okay, cool. Timu has tons of social media kits, lights, mic setups, tons of stuff for social media setup.
Yeah.
I mean, things are affordable to start, for sure, and you might already have them.
Yeah, a lot of stuff we end up getting off of Amazon real easy.
Yep.
Lighting, sound. Those are your first two things. Get out there, do it. There's no such thing as bad. I mean, and then let someone watch it first.
Right.
Preferably somebody who's not as invested as you are in the product.
Right.
Or, like a friend or a family member who doesn't do any martial arts.
Right.
And but know your goal. Like, what are you doing? Like, okay, and I'll use a demo as an example. I see these demos, and people wonder why they don't get students when they do dog brother fighting at a public event, and they can't get anyone to sign up because they think it's cool. I'm like, yeah, but you got to work up to that. You don't start off with that.
Right. You have to make it relatable. If the person can't see themselves doing that because you didn't get them there, you can be like, that's neat and everything, but I'm not doing that.
That's the requirement.
Right.
I got to work the day after,
Or I won't be able to do that, or whatever it happens to be. Yep.
Right. So, all right. And then, like I said, have someone vet it and be honest. If you don't believe in it, you're not going to do it. I mean, you just, and be consistent.
Yep.
Shoot for short form content, 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. And hop on it immediately. Like what you're doing, it's got to be boom. You need to get a hook right away. Hey,
True. A lot of times people, and we were all guilty of this, right? At some point, have a big giant lead in, and then you've already lost them before you even started anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this one more time. Let me just set it all up. I'm going to set it up. Because now the Dean's here, you can see it.
Is this your karaoke?
No. Right there. What is a Sinwali?
Is a Sinwali in Filipino martial arts. Sinwalis in Filipino martial arts are
No
a
lag
striking
time.
pattern, first and foremost. There are other uses, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to work on becoming ambidextrous with both of our hands. We're also going to work on both hands working in conjunction with each other. But the biggest thing is the tool we strike with is our sticks, but the technique are the angles of attack, and people have a tendency to swing sideways versus targeting the opponent. So let me show you how we do one of our Sinwalis. So our single Sinwali is a high and low. There's 4 variations, but it's commonly referred to as high 5, low 5. And what the mistake is, a lot of times people go sideways with this, and you're really not practicing hitting anyone. So we want to make sure is we aim at the person forward and come back here. And we can move around with this a little, but make sure that arc comes back. What I like to do is touch my shoulder before I do the next strike. And we apply this to all our Sinwalis, including, we'll do double. Bring the stick back before we do the next strike. Follow me for more Filipino martial art tips.
Yep, there's no lags in there.
What?
Yep, there's no lags in there. It's just bump to bump, bump, bump.
Yep. So, get to the message fast. And that's it. I mean, don't play games. Get into it, get her done. Don't worry about having to put extra stuff in there. Just get it done. The rest will come. All right. I thought we had a cool topic for next week, and I forgot what that topic was going to be.
I can't remember either.
How the solar eclipse is going to affect your training, because we're going through the solar eclipse.
There you go. You got anything coming up that we need to say?
So Carlos Patalinghug is hosting his
That's right.
Tournament down in Glen
half.
Burnie, Maryland.
Week and a half we'll be there judging.
By the way, I'm not coming to your house.
Okay, that's cool.
No, I look.
Whatever.
No.
Whatever.
Let me see here. I did a duo of small episodes, Dean. So.
Nice.
Okay, cool. It's actually farther away. Your house is farther away from me than the venue.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So it would be go there and then another hour to you.
No, that'd be no fun. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So Sunday I'd have to go down, and then come back up or whatever.
Yep.
To drop you off or drive with you to whatever. So I got a hotel 2 nights. So if you want to come up Friday night,
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Would it start bright and early or what?
I don't know.
Okay. Got to figure that out.
I have no clue. I have to look at the schedule, see if he's got something posted. So that the following weekend, it's like the 20th or whatever, Ty,
yep.
Dean Franco, Mike and May Williams, Steve LaFave.
Yep.
Carlito Banchak,
Nice. Good.
Miguel Ruby,
Nice.
and others will be at the New Hampshire Martial Arts Symposium. It's the 20th anniversary of that.
Yeah, I hope he comes up with the agenda soon. I got to figure out what the heck I'm doing.
Actually, he wants you to submit that now.
I already submitted the list.
Okay.
But he's gonna
I
pick,
submitted my classes the other day, so
right. But he'll pick the subset of those. But anyway, go there if you want to see it. So it's a good time. A ton of great martial artists.
And then the last weekend of the month is the World Modern Race Alliance World Camp. It's our spring World Camp. That'll be in Buffalo.
And we'll be there.
Yeah. You and I, PG Craig.
Yep.
PG Chad.
PG Chad, nice.
Possibly PG Arnold, Jason Arnold.
Okay, great.
And then Dean Frankel will be our special guest this year.
Tuhan Brock's coming.
Tuhan Brock will be there. Yep.
Good.
And
Dean Franco, good.
And Dean Franco. So a lot of things going on. A lot of good things going on. There's probably other stuff. And then next year we have our Philippines camp and all this other stuff. And
yep.
A lot of stuff going on. We'll be starting to talk about that shortly. And
I'm hoping 2 of my students will go with us. That'll be great. Yes, and thank you for this.
Yep.
He uses TY for thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen. And you got anything, or is that everything?
Those are the main things. It's good.
All right. Listen, it's always a pleasure to talk to everyone out there.
Yeah.
And have my compadre, my brother here. That's you, Ty.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for all the support.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everyone found this useful tonight. And the one rant. Stop putting up only videos of Professor and you. Start doing it. Oh, and my stalker. Okay.
Nice.
Start putting up current stuff. What have Ty said? And what have you done for me lately?
Yep.
Let's have new relevant stuff. Peace. Tender. All right, guys. We'll catch you all soon.
All right. Take care, everyone.